terrific rider. Harry Charles, he was the one that won Faubourg yesterday, and he was so confident. Really brilliant riding from him, the young British contender here. And Henrik von Eckermann on King Edward. Now, for my money, I think they would be the favourites. King Edward, just a wonderful horse. And, of course, von Eckermann is a terrific rider as well. They were the gold medalists, team gold medalists in the Olympic Games back in Tokyo last year. So there we are then. That is the list for you. And here they are, the riders still just taking a last look. Peter Fredriksson there. There's Harry Charles. Marcus Seining. And Lopez Lizarazo amongst those from other parts of the world, although nowadays he's based very much in France. The venue slightly different. It's normally the Grand Palais. This is the Grand Palais éphémère because the Grand Palais itself is under reconstruction. So let's take a look at what's coming up for them. Here it is.
Well, fences 1 and 2 there, around to 3, that wall, very distinctive fence in the arena, then across on a dogleg to an Oxer at 4.
Right now he's all set to nip across these fences with the Coolie Jump the Queue. Nice name, Jump the Queue. All right. We don't try to do that if we can help it, of course, unless something urgent is going on. Smart looking horse this, for gelding. Youngster as well, just 9. An Irish sport horse. So taking a look at the course here, Sarah, what do you make of it? It's going to be pretty tough in the up to height, of course, 1.60 m for a start.
Yeah, you can see the height of the fences now as Max is having a little trot around, very much up to height. A lot of fences crammed into the arena. It's not the biggest arena, it's fairly tight in there. Favours the lighter, more blood-type horses. And time allowed is going to be interesting. We haven't had problems with that so far over the weekend. But this, as you said, just a 9-year-old, and only just coming into its 9th year as well. We're so early in the year. By Pacino, Irish jumping stallion. Had some good placings in Grand Prix in 2 and 3 stars last summer, and actually won the Grand Prix in Oplebeek in January. But Max Kuhner always comes out with a really nice up-and-coming one. Nice strides into that combination. Just pretty wide Oxer in, isn't it? A bit of a stretch.
Just seemed to drift over it, didn't really attack it hard.
Now that plank out of the corner, that very flimsy plank on very flat cups. 3 strides down the line, and again, course designer's got them jumping right into the wall, and we did see that element cause some problems yesterday. Different position, but same idea.
That's 3 gone. Oh dear.
Not a lot of room on the distance there either.
And there's the time, 63.14, so inside the time allowed just. But 4 fences down. So Max Kuhner and Coolie jumped the queue. They jumped the queue, but they didn't jump the fences today. The first of almost 50 to go in this competition. The big one in the Saut Hermès complex here. This is the Grand Prix, the one that everybody wants to win.
It's quite a floaty distance down into that combination. The horse just got a little bit long and flat coming in. 2 big oxes to jump as well. They're coming in. You've got to come in with enough pace.
So now it's Michael van der Vleuten on Beauvel Z. This the horse with which he did so well at the Olympic Games. Zangersheide bred. 12 now, this gelding, by Bustique, and well, let's see how they go. He's really got a nice tune out of this on more than one occasion. I think he's won on the Global Champions Tour with the horse.
Really interesting horse, Beauville Z. Michael van der Vleuten bought him, or got the owner to buy him, Marta Ortega Perez, when he was 8 years old. But as a youngster, he hadn't looked particularly flashy. Had a little way about him, and he caught a few people's eye, but really wasn't the flashiest horse around. But just extremely consistent as he went on. He just, every time they put him up a level, he kept jumping it clear. Oh, Michael really had to ride for that.
In terms of getting the top prize here, you've got to go clear in round number 1. Oh, that's gone as well. A little deep to it.
Yeah, I don't think this is going the way that Michael van der Vleuten had hoped. Looks like he might just call it a day.
Well, didn't expect that with Beauville. Yeah, I was mentioning he won on the Longines Global Championships Tour. That was back in 2019 in Monaco. And then a bronze medal in the Olympic Games in Tokyo last year. That's the sport, isn't it? You never quite know how the horse is going to be on the day, huh?
There's a long way down on that distance of the combination, and then when Beauville did jump in, they just didn't make the 2 strides easily.
Rarely see Michael use his crop as well.
Yeah, he just wasn't getting that.
So, 16 in retirement. That's a remarkable start to affairs here. I wonder if the man ranked 133 can show them the way home. Philipp Schulze top off with Cordes. Fellow surprised everybody by winning at La Coruña in a World Cup competition last December. Still looking for something special in 2022, having said that. This is the same horse that he did well in the Young Riders Europeans, right?
Yeah, he won the, well, not a good start here, won the World Cup qualifier in La Coruña and took the Young Rider Europeans gold back in 2019 as an individual. Actually had this horse in his family since she was 4 years old, so they've really brought her along. He said she absolutely trusts him. Sometimes she has a bit of a mind of her own. Oh, not coming out as you would expect today.
Yeah, already 2 fences gone.
Yeah.
This is a pretty tight arena for all these fences.
It was really good through the combination. You can see there the mare, as he said, really does trust him. He's had her for so many years now. They have a great partnership. Looking very relaxed, despite having a couple of fences down. He's made a great recovery of this round. That could have so easily completely thrown a much older rider off their game. But he certainly is not flapping over it, is he?
Nope, he's taking it very nicely. Philipp Schulze, the top off, just 23, making his way up the rankings. And we'll put this one down to experience. A couple of fences gone, but yeah, Cordes has already shown the 12-year-old mare that she's capable of taking him to the heights. The little shake of the head. Yeah. He'll put a lot of work in before entering the arena just now. So of course he's going to be disappointed. There we are. Just dived into it a bit.
Yeah, it didn't really look like she was completely paying attention, did she, at the very start? And then a little bit of a
prolific start, of course. Edwina Tops Alexander, wife of Jan Tops, founder of the Global Champions Tour. Still rides under the Australian colours.
No stranger to this Prix Hermès candidate won. She won here in 2017. That was with California. She was also 5th in the Grand Prix in 2019.
This is a horse we've seen before, fellow Castlefield.
Yeah, this is a really good horse, owned by Tino Onassis, Victory Equestrian. Plenty of jump, plenty of blood. Very committed 5 strides down there. And then having jumped those 2 very big oxes in the combination, they have to set up for that vertical coming out. Edwina making a good job of this. This could be the first one. Just got to watch the time though. 64. It's going to be a problem.
Oh yes. Going to make it. Wow, not by a long way. 66.58.
Well, that's going to be upsetting. Yeah, the rules in this competition dictate that it's one time penalty for every second they exceed the time allowed, not your usual one time penalty for every 4 seconds over. So that was very costly for Edwina.
Certainly was. No rails down, but 3 time penalties. Oh boy, she will be gnashing her teeth about that. Max Kuhne made it look pretty easy the time allowed. He was the first out, but no, we've seen 1 or 2 now. Just come up short, or rather long, if you like. What about Martin Fuchs? He's a rider with some terrific horses, and one of them is right here, Chaplin. Seasoned companion nowadays. 15. And the man on board is one of the best in the business. Doesn't always work, of course. We saw him yesterday on the Sinner, another of his great rides, but couldn't get himself up there amongst the prizes.
Silver as well as individual silver in the World Equestrian Games. The world number 3, Martin Fuchs and Chaplin.
Martin Fuchs, this horse has got an absolutely massive heart. Sometimes he tries a bit too hard. Very, very eager to please, really wants to do the job well. You can't ask for much more than that, can you?
Slightly deep into the last part of the combination, but good jump by Chaplin. Hasn't got the highest jump in the world, but toughs it out, isn't it?
He's a real trier, this horse, and he's got one of the best riders in the world.
Absolutely, the way that Martin's handling it. Great to watch. Last fence coming up. And he's made it inside the time as well. Just over 2 seconds inside. And that is our first clear round here in the Grand Prix Hermès in Paris. And this hugely appreciative crowd here putting their hands together for another super performance from the man who's right up there. Number 3 in the world currently. Was it even number 2 now? Number 3, that'll do it.
Well, he was really unlucky in the main event yesterday, wasn't he? Was it the Sinner he was riding? He had the last fence down in both rounds. So unlucky, and both times great rounds as well. So good to see his fortunes change a bit today.
Well, we're going to have 1 or 2 of the very best going through to the jump off against the clock. I'm sure of that. Just how many will join him, don't know, with that time being pretty tight by the looks of it. But you look at the field and riders like Steve Gerda to come, and Peter Fredriksson, the world's #1, Harry Charles in terrific form yesterday, Harry Smolders, Dennis Lynch, Gregory Waterley, Marcus Aining, top riders, every single one of them, Peter de Vos, and more. Right now it's Willem Vermeer. Vermeer of Belgium. An IQ van het Steentje this time.
Very well known for producing some top-name horses in this sport, this man. But during his career, he wasn't usually fortunate enough to be able to keep them when they got to that level. So it's good now that he's managed to keep some horses to actually compete at these shows. Just getting, he knew he had it wrong there. No, for him, again, no point taking on that combination from that kind of distance and that kind of pace. It's not going to end well. So a very sensible decision there, just to come around again. You said before, he doesn't want to be necessarily the biggest name in the sport. He just wants to be a good rider. So it's great now he has the opportunity to ride against some of the best riders in the world.
Well, he won't like that very much. 21 penalties. Of course, having to turn around, having refused the fence and so on, it didn't help at all. But 21 for Willem Vermeer. IQ van het Steenje, not today, Josephine, not today. Well, there you go. It happens sometimes to the very best of them. But bless his heart. Here he is now, the man from the Netherlands with Chris Kras.
Global Champions Tour in Madrid. There was also 6th in Saint-Laurent, 4th in Doha.
Good result with this just a week ago in the Grand Prix in St-Ergenbosch, 4th place there. So he should be coming in here pretty confident.
Also, it was ridden by Peter de Vos at one stage, I think, and Sander Everel of Belgium as well.
I'm not sure there was any need for that.
Good enough jumps through that section.
God bless. Determined not to underestimate much need for that back rail at all.
Are you talking about from the horse's point of view now?
Yeah.
Okay. I was reading somebody the other day saying that 99.9% of the problems out there are the rider's fault, not the horses. But you're giving that to the 0.1%.
I'm saying that was a really unlucky fault. I don't particularly think Bart did anything wrong there. Seemed to get there just fine.
So we say goodbye then to the man from the Netherlands and say hello to this fellow, the brother of the world #1. This is Jens Frederiksen. Had a very good day yesterday in the Saut Hermès, as a matter of fact.
Very passionate, this man, about developing the sport in Sweden, as in developing an understanding of training for riders, stable management, just a bit more about the management and the horse welfare, so they have a bit of longevity even, rather than quick fixes and quick results.
You hear some of the top British riders talking about that very same thing. And all the talent in the world, it's shared between family members. But is a talented family. Sarah, we're talking about, before we came on, Peter Frederiksen being a great designer. And this fellow, of course, is a great author, talking about, bringing on young riders and one thing and another. That's what he's done, written books to help them in that regard. It's great when you got another string to your bow like that, huh?
Yeah, it's definitely not a bad thing, is it?
So Frederiksen then on the 4 penalties, joining Bart Bless and Daniel Blumen and Jean Sadrin. Willem Greva then is the next man to take it all on.
He also was in Denmark last weekend and finished.
He'll be 11 years old, this stallion this year, Grandorado. It's a horse that Willem and Team Nijhoff actually invested in when he was just 4 years old. He'd already caught Willem's eye previously, but the owner wanted to do the stallion test with him before he sold him on. It was a big investment at the time, but seriously nice horse.
Seriously nice ride so far.
And great that Willem's had him from such a young age, As I said, coming 11 now. He's had him since he was 4, so he's really got this horse in his way of management and riding. Wow.
Come on, come on.
Huge scope.
Yes.
Just watch the clock. Come on,
Jumped
Willem.
from a pretty deep position, and he's inside. A quarter of a second. Doesn't matter, it could be 100th as long as it's inside the 64. Well done. Willem Greva of the Netherlands goes clear and joins Martin Fuchs in the jump off. Excellent piece of work. The 39-year-old, world ranked around about the 100 mark at the moment. The man who trained with Double Dam for a while. The great Double Dam, the Olympic champion of past times from the Netherlands. Here he is. Look at the look on his face. Huh? Couldn't be more delighted, could he? Dunalman with Dominator. Now, this is a decent horse. Dominator 2000Z, to give it its full name.
Yeah, this is a horse that has really caught the eye over the last couple of years, I would say.
Again, Diamant de Semilly, one of the great sires, by the way. It's a stallion. And, of course, if you want anybody to handle a horse, you give it to Christian Allman.
Bit unfortunate again. Last summer, they were all teed up, aiming for Tokyo. And then Christian said the horse just didn't feel like he was jumping quite right. And they got him checked out, and he had picked up a small injury. So they had to put the Olympics to one side and give him a bit of time out. Brought him back in the autumn.
Looking good.
Yeah, time looks okay as well. Steady down there. Very good.
Last fence coming up, no problem with the time. Allman gets himself into the jump off. Super round from the German, former European champion, a man who's done it already, World Cup final winner and so on. Here he is, in his element, on a horse. Saying yesterday, sees himself still competing at the age of 70. Doesn't matter if I win, then he says, hey, listen, just for the fun of it. Well, you may think about more than fun here in such a big class. 5-star show jumping, the Prix Hermès, one of the big events of the winter season. 400,000 euros in the purse, and Christian Allman has got one finger on the top prize. A couple of up against him, Willem Grell and River, and also, of course, Martin Fuchs gone clear. Can Scott Brash join him? He's right on this occasion. Hello, Mr. President.
And the world number 8, who's in the ring now at 16 months at world number 1. That was in 2.
Brash made a mistake with the horse yesterday.
And then, of course, there's been the
Let's hope he gets this one absolutely clean.
219 with Milady.
Really quick.
Yeah, very elastic jump, this horse.
Needs to have over that fence. So tricky. Look at the pace. Goodness me.
Really had to move down there on the distance, but what a jump when they got in there.
Well, we thought yesterday may have gone a little bit too quick, but clearly wants to do that with this horse, but no. No.
I think having to really move into the combination like that just flattened them out a bit for the plank. And the horse just getting a little bit hot and sharp now.
Just the almost imperceptible shake of the head from Scott Brash, but I imagine inside he's really shaking with all that. Not shaking with fear, you understand, but just shaking with frustration. Yeah, it's just a little bit off that fence, given the way the horse is running.
Yeah, it went wrong for him, really, just between the fence before the combination itself. He landed a bit short and had to move probably more than he would have liked into that.
So Scott Brash, for the second day, doesn't manage to get around clear here in this Grand Palais éphémère. Let's see if John Whittaker can show him how to do it. Here he is, the Methuselah of equestrian sport. 66. It's so good to see. I love it. Unique de Francfort is his ride. 13-year-old, this Celle Francais by Zandor.
So many of the riders still, you know, when you ask them who they look up to in the sport, still say John Whittaker. That's something, isn't it? You know, he's out. But you know, his attitude as well, it shows. He's got a hello for everyone.
Ooh, good jump across that one.
Very, very down to earth.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no side to John, I don't think at all, is there? Right now, this last line, this very important line. Got it. Got it.
Yep.
Got it. 1 to go. John Whittaker. Come on. Oh, no! You saw the horse go twitch? What happened there? What happened? Oh, how unlucky is that? And over easy as you like in the end, but
Unbelievable.
it was, wasn't it?
Well, went from clear to 15 in a matter of seconds.
How did that happen?
Absolutely unbelievable.
The horse suddenly swiveled a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know, something just caught his eye at the last minute that we can't see from here. See if we can get a better angle.
Well, maybe just didn't like the distance.
Yeah. I think, coming into that, John was aware he was getting a bit tight on time. May have just moved in a bit. What a shame, though.
Yeah, oh, everybody would have loved. They'd have paid double the money to see him in the jump-off here. Not so. Simulastro, they'll pay extra money if this guy wins the entire thing because he's done it twice. The last twice, as a matter of fact. And he's done it on this horse, Hermès Ryan.
Going to be interesting, isn't it? There's there's one or two distances in here that are very big distances, and this is not the biggest horse. Got the massive heart, biggest trier out there. But coming down into this combination is going to be an ask.
There's a sliver over that entry.
There he goes.
Whee!
Oh, no.
Oh, no! I don't believe it. I thought he was over and clear.
Yeah, me too. He has not got the biggest stride. Biggest heart, as I said, which makes up for it in a lot of ways. But when you have those kind of distances back to back, that's a big stretch.
Well, there's no question that Santiago Varela has certainly set a lot of questions here for the riders. The course designer. It was never meant to be easy, and it certainly is not. Another retiree. And some of the big names have gone out. Michael van der Vleuten with Beauville, the bronze medalists in the Olympic Games. They retired. We've seen Scott Brash retire, and now Simon de Lestre as well. So no hat trick then for the Frenchman.
Well, he got there on the distances, didn't he? Fine through the combination, but that last element was just a bridge too far.
Winners in 2018 and 2019. Of course, there were no editions of this competition in 2020 and 2021. Hilary Scott.
Australian Senior Rider of the Year last year, this lady. Moves around between Australia, the Netherlands and the USA with her horses. Ooh, you're all right, a little rub. She was off that, they're okay. Just need to settle down a bit. There's a few fences to go, yeah.
No.
Too much.
Well, there's beginning to be a little bit of a wrestle coming down that final line, wasn't it? She just had a touch on the first of the fences, and then first part of the double goes down for her. Good effort, having said that. Look at the time, inside 60 seconds, just one rail. One rail too far. However, she will be getting some prize money, I suspect, as a pretty fast four-faulter.
Yeah, they just, it didn't need to be quite that fast, did they? She could have just slowed it down a little bit down the last line. Maybe got the clear.
So Hilary Scott ranked 413 in the world, so it's a big occasion for her here. And I think she's done herself pretty proud, actually, the 31-year-old Australian. Well, next into the arena, here's the man of the moment, certainly the man of 2021, Peter Frederiksen, world number one, winner of the overall title on the Longines Global Champions Tour. Team gold medalist for Sweden at the Olympic Games and individual silver medalist. Not with this horse, having said that. This is Hansen.
We had this in Riyadh at the end of last year, won the Grand Prix, second in the World Cup there. I didn't realise he actually had surgery on his hand a year ago. Obviously isn't causing him any problems now.
Saying earlier, so that every time you see this horse, it reminds you of the song by Hansen. And what I'd like you to do is just hum your way through the rest of this round. The tune.
One of the catchiest songs out there. Yeah.
What is it? You can tell us in a second. Let's see this last fence. Yeah, why not? Why not? Nothing less than you would expect from such a brilliant rider. Fredriksson. What a talent he is. Clear round. To add to that, a Christian Allman, and also, of course, earlier on we had Martin Fuchs going clear as well.
Well, that was an immaculate round, wasn't it? Foot perfect. And I know we've got King Edward in the field, but Peter Fredriksson is looking pretty competitive
Haven't
to
been
me.
to the arena yet, but there he is. I'll have to you a picture. Got to be one of those that everybody else is fearful of. We'll save the humming of the tune until the jump off, okay? Because I know it's a pretty fast-paced tune, it'll suit the jump off better. Good. Glad you agree. Well, all things Swedish then, because Nick is Angelica Augustsson Zanotelli, married to a Brazilian, actually living in Belgium nowadays, but still rides under Swedish colours, and here she is with Kalinka van der Nachtgale. Looked really good yesterday in the saddle, didn't she?
She really did, and she said this is her main horse for this year. This is going to be her top ride.
Fourth place yesterday in the Saut Hermès 150 class. 155, I beg your pardon.
She's had some time out, had a young family, hasn't she? But she was always a serious contender before, and she's very much a serious contender again now. Great backing with her husband as well. They make a fantastic team in the sport. Really easy down to that combination.
Oof. Almost hit the wing. It's just picking the back legs out of the way of the fence. So fast, so good.
Got some jump, this horse.
We need it down here. Whoa.
Whoa.
Oh, scramble! Last fence, hold it. Got it! Yes. Well played. Yes, the horse did so much for her, didn't it, huh? Take a bow, Kalinka van der Nachtgale. 11-year-old mare by Iplise van der Heike, by the way. Great combination then. Angelica Augustsson Zanotelli. Super to see her back in five-star show jumping. After quite a few years. 3 children in between. You understand the reasons.
She gave that mare a great ride, though. I mean, the mare's got a lot of scope. I wouldn't say it's the most conventional to ride. She really made a great job of that.
So there we are. Willem Griever, the other who's got a clear round. The numbers just beginning to add up a little bit. It'll be something if Jennifer Hochstadter can join them. It really will. Why, you ask yourself? Well, I'll tell you why, because her ranking is 1,457. That's why. And she's only 18. Comes from Liechtenstein, which is not renowned as one of the centers of production of show jumpers. So let's wish her well.
And another reason would be that she only started riding this horse a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
Which, in my book, is quite a big ask.
Yeah, I think you put it all together.
Great horse. It was at the Olympics for the Moroccan team.
Oof.
But as you can see, it takes time to get to know a new ride, and horrifically difficult to get to know a new ride in a very tight arena over 1.60 m track. You know, you'd like to have a pretty good understanding of them, I think, beforehand.
Well, you might say it was pretty brave of her to enter this competition, huh?
Still going. Well, very capable horse, you can see, and you know, she put him on the spot there into the combination. It was fine, but putting all the elements of a track together, you have to really understand your ride.
Yeah, and there we are, calling it a day then. Retiree number 4, Jennifer Hochstadter of Liechtenstein with Golden Lady. Well, that must have been quite a few minutes for her, leading up to that, and actually the performance. She's not the tallest rider, is she? And it's a pretty big horse she's trying to handle there. As you say, he just got a hold of it.
Yeah, I just think, you know, give it some time. Start off over some smaller tracks, some slightly friendlier, bigger arenas, and work your way up, and they'll be fine.
Well, from somebody who's very inexperienced to right at the other end of the scale, then a man now in his mid-40s, and he's been right at the top of the game of show jumping for decades. It is Marcus Eining of Germany, and he's with Calander 42. Hanoverian mare, this 14. Some pretty good results over different heights. First in 160 at Oplebeek in 2020. Well, if you're going to hit it vertically down, and you never know, it might stay in the cups.
Marcus Eining masterclass around here. He's absolutely spot on everywhere, isn't he? The horse is having the odd little rub, but Marcus, cool as you like.
Final fence, final fence. Oh yes, oh yes. Once again, Marcus Eining shows the world why he is such a great rider historically and still today. Like the horse was trying to just get a little bit of a pull along. I think he had to take a pretty tight hold.
Yeah, but you wouldn't know it from the way Marcus rides. He gets on everything, and it all looks very simple and very much the same. But he's working hard, and you can't see it. You know, the horse had a few little rubs there, a few little dicey moments, but Marcus just staying very calm and very still and in his rhythm, and nothing's going to shake him out of it. It's an absolute masterclass, spot on everywhere. And he made a really difficult track look, well, like Charles played, popped round it, didn't he?
But every rider knows that when that horse gets too old to do the business, he may never reach those heights again. You've got to enjoy the day for itself, haven't you?
Certainly have. Every horse has only got a certain number of rounds in them in terms of career. So yeah, and each rider knows when the horse is starting to feel a little bit past its best.
This is Olivier Philippats with H&M Myro. Just 10, this one. Shouldn't be past its best yet. That's for a long time.
Yeah, that would be concerning.
Pretty sweet, pretty composed thus far.
Good start.
Looked over that fence beautifully.
Very good.
Yeah.
Looking good, this.
Now this little flimsy fence we talked about.
Well, he didn't have to fly into the combination, did he? He managed to come into the combination with a bit of punch. So that then shouldn't cause a problem at the plank, because they haven't had to really push it. Big stride, I think, this horse.
Whoa, a bit of a struggle over
Watch
the first
the
part
time,
of that.
watch the clock.
He's going to go down. Oh, another one. Wow, nearly off and out of the saddle as well. Quite extraordinary. Was he aware of the time? Didn't appear to be particularly rushing that last fence, did he?
No, I mean the time, he was in trouble on the time on the last line.
But did he? He didn't rush. I didn't think he was rushing, was he?
No, he didn't rush.
No. I thought he just began to get into trouble on the double down that final round, the first part of it.
See if we get another look at this. He got really underneath that fence, way too, really underneath. Looked like he ended up there on a bit of a half stride.
Another heart in your mouth moment. Pierre-Alain Mortier. Now this man is 160. No, he's not. He's 630 in the world right now. So a big day for him. It's a fact. Ah.
Some of the riders who haven't jumped, who don't jump these Grand Prix week in, week out, coming in a little bit faster, aren't they?
Yeah. Yeah, which you can do over a 130, 135 or whatever, but this fence is up from 1.60 m.
I mean, you do have to go up a bit of a gear to jump this height.
This horse, by the way, is only twice jumped higher than 1.50 m and never ever at 1.60 m.
Yeah. And, you know, there's 1.60 m in a big outdoor arena, and then there's 1.60 m in a small indoor arena, and the latter is not easy.
Well, it began to look like a bit of a rodeo ride in the end, didn't it? 20 penalties, that's 5 rails down. That's the bad news. The good news is it's well in time inside the time allowed, so some consolation for him. Well, when he looks back at this, you'll think, well, maybe I should have gone a little bit slower, perhaps. 630 in the world, 35 years of age. Who knows? There may be better to come for him. Pierre-Alain Mortier, that was, from France. Here's another Frenchman. Another man who likes to go pretty quickly, but he'll do it with a little bit more control, you'd expect. It is Kevin Stokes with Chapetta. Yeah, listen to the crowd cheering this fella. Such a good rider, such a nice guy, such a favorite. So many good times with Silvana, remember. Crack Boom, with which he won the European title back in the noughties. Reverde Octobis, his last really top horse. How's this one going to look? Difference in pace from the one we just saw.
She's so relaxed. Look at her, so relaxed in the jump. It's really nice.
Watch out. Excellent so far.
Really good round. The time looks okay. Hasn't got loads of time, but he's all right, I reckon.
Tiptoeing down that line, last one. It's okay, it's over. Great stuff. The Paris crowd will be absolutely in raptures about that. One of the French heroes in the jump off against the clock. Saut joins Kuckuck of Germany and Marcus Aney, another German rider, also from Sweden. Angelika Augustin Zanotelli. Peter Fredriksson is through as well. Christian Ullmann of Germany. And not only that, we've got Martin Fuchs. And we've also got, where is he? I'll find him in a minute. There he is, Willem Greva. And another of the favourites to join him in the jump-off, surely, has to be Daniel Deusser. What's the horsepower looking like? Tobago Zeb. This is pretty experienced, 15 now. I haven't seen him ride this at the top level for a bit.
He's currently sitting in the 5th position in the world rankings thanks to performances all season long, amongst others this season with Riyadh, with also Wellington with the same.
Killer Queen has been his top horse in recent times. But Deuser can look good on a rocking horse. Not that this is a rocking horse, don't get me wrong.
I was wondering where you were going with that. No, it's a really good horse. Oh. Can always be problematic jumping down into the wall at the end of these arenas. And Joyce just punching through there on the 2 strides. Very neat over the plank. Careful little horse, this one. Such a neat jump. And they're on the 4 strides to last. And that forward 4 on the... It's a forward 4 and they have to cut it at a bit of an angle to get there on that distance.
Shame, shame, shame. Love to have seen him in the jump off. Not to be. Tobago and Daniel Deuser. Deuser world #1 back in October of last year. He's still right up there in the top 5. That wasn't the first time he's been #1, by the way. Super jockey. It's his last say, though, this afternoon. You're reeling. About to have his say here. Fiumicino van der Calavelli. So now reeling.
He's been amongst the best already in summary.
Something of a veteran.
Number 41.
The age of what, 52 now? Countless times he's represented the Netherlands in international competition. Looking pretty smooth.
Yeah, looking good so far. Looking very confident.
This looks like he could jump like this all day.
Ooh.
That was a short day, wasn't it?
Got there a little bit too strong on that 3 strides.
Well, I think he'll be very disappointed.
Yeah.
A bit of gnashing of teeth after that.
That's a shame.
Yeah, horse jumped really well. Just that one fence. We'll be blaming whom afterwards. You're really going to say, now listen here, I told you not to do that, and the horse will be, hang on a minute, mate.
I suspect he'll be blaming himself. Like he was quite strong down that 3 strides, ended up maybe a little bit close. I don't know if he was expecting it to be further away.
They have, of course, been around this arena beforehand. They've walked the course, as it were, so they know how many strides they expect the horse to have to take between one fence and another. Harry Charles, oh, what a sensational performance it was last night. Oh, yeah. Can he do it again? Different horse this time. Casco Blue by Chaco Blue. Harry Charles, the young British rider, only 21, and already a sparkle of stardust about him.
Yeah, he was exceptional last night, wasn't he? Just absolutely brilliant around that accumulator. Both of his sisters compete, though, internationally as well.
Interesting angle across that fence in the corner. Oh, guy's gone. No. How did that happen? Somebody blew it off. Well, well. So no joy for the British riders then. Lily Atwood out. We've had Scott Brash come and go, and John Whittaker so unlucky. Last fence, itis. One of 3 or 4 that have looked home and hosed, only to be devastated by that turn at the end. This turn here. And another one!
This is the problem. So,
gosh.
It's a forward 4 strides on quite a direct line. or you can go down the wall, take a check and attempt to get 5, but what you can't do is end up on 4.5.
And they're trying to do it on the 4 because of the time. They want to get inside that 64
they're trying to get down there on the 4.
seconds.
It looked like Harry was possibly going for the 5 there, and there wasn't quite enough room.
Well, as I was saying, they have walked this course. They know what it is, but it is a tight corner.
Well, here was the first fault, just a little bit too much of a reach. Maybe could have just put a bit more leg on at the middle part, but such a... See comme ça.
Yeah,
in Paris.
well said. Yeah, exactly.
One of those things.
Nobody else will understand, but I do.
The horse actually lost his canter a bit there, just a couple of strides out. Maybe Harry just took a bit of a check and the horse took it a little bit, lost his back end a bit, or maybe just a tiny stumble. It doesn't take much to throw them off their stride, not when they're committing on a distance.
So no joy for the British. Here comes an Italian, the only Italian involved here, Emanuele Gaudiano with Nicolai de Musique. Oh. Well, if you're going to have something out, you may as well crash it out. Yesterday, full hang around in this arena. He really does give it a go.
Yeah, if you're going on that 4, you have to land and commit very early after the double.
Didn't slow down, did he, after the problems early on? Just kept going at that relentless pace, and it paid off handsomely down that last line. Unfortunately, those 2 early fences mean he's only in 20th place as we lie. That's 20th out of 39 starters. Not what he came here for. So the man in the uniform. So many Italian riders are sponsored by one of the forces back home. He's with the forestry police, or at least he was. That's where I think he still is. So we got a handful of riders have gone clear, and still another handful trying to make their way. 1 or 2 of the more inexperienced ones amongst them. Here's Sandra Tyson then, with Kidam. This is one of the older horses here. beg your pardon, at 16, this horse. And it's rider on board who was 4th in the European Young Riders Championship back in 2016. Giving you hints of what you might be able to achieve.
Yeah, this has been a really good horse for her as well. She's only 23, this girl. Definitely a big prospect for the Dutch.
Yeah, daughter of Leon Tyson.
She's had some great results. A really useful horse.
Looking good. The pace is fine.
Yeah.
Okay, just slows down a little bit. Quite right, too.
She's quite feisty, this horse, but she has really good control.
Oh!
A little bit too much ground in there.
Yep. And it's gone into a 4th falter again. Well, she gives the horse a pad, did well for her. Just a little bit too quick coming down through that double, eh?
Yeah, they have to have enough oomph to jump out over the oxer, but he just, on the one stride, just made a little fraction too much.
Yeah.
Fraction too much distance. What she rode a fantastic round though. He's quite hot, this horse, but she lands and she's quite light with her hands, and he just comes back.
This is a horse she actually took over from her father. He was riding it. She got it in 2014. Not a lot of experience at this height, that's a fact. Until 2021 that was, and she then got a first place in the Rotterdam Grand Prix op Klabeek as well. And in 2022 here, the La Frontera meetings, first in a Grand Prix. So much to look forward to, you think, for that combination. Sandy Tyson and Conquuristiv, but not today, Joseph. That's all over for her. Julien Gonin is next in. Valou de Lys. Once more, the French send in one of their prospects for the medals here. Way outside the 100 at the moment. His Longines ranking is 154. He's got plenty of experience, 40 years of age now.
Good through there. Not sure about the time, but clear around here would be really good.
It's the fellow I was mentioning yesterday that is a qualified mathematics teacher, so he should know all about the time and distance and so on. He'll have worked it out.
No.
Speed.
He might be very tight.
Go, 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 go! Got it!
Oh, good man.
That'll warm the hearts. Here in Paris, Julien Gonin of France makes his way into the jump-off. Faces himself in Saint-Martin-du-Mont. But down by the River Seine. The big smile says it all, doesn't it? And well done, Valou de Lys, huh? French-bred horse, of course. There are more than one Frenchman involved in the jump-off. We've got Kevin Saut there already, of course. Can we get this man there too? Julien Anquetin. Another one of the, if I can call him that, dark horses. Talking about the rider, not the horse at the moment. 183 his world ranking. Well, he's going like he knows how to win.
Nicely done.
First of the bogey fences. That's not been a problem, has it? No.
Nope.
This one has coming up, but not so much recently. Okay, last fence. Don't rush it too much. Got it. Well done. Good time as well. If he can repeat that kind of performance, he might get himself a top 3 finish here. Julien Anquetin, that was not really expected, I don't think. Blood Diamond, his 10-year-old at Saut Francais gelding. Been riding it, what, 2 or 3 years now. Took it out in 2021 on the Longines Global Champions Tour. Finished in 30th place there, I seem to remember, but did better in a May competition at Bourg-en-Bresse Grand Prix. 3rd in a 155 class, showed that it had some talent. This must be the best showing yet. Oh boy. Jump off to come for them. Jose Maria La Roca Jr. Just to see his father out and about jumping this, the son therefore, the man from Argentina at the age of 30. Correct. Incorrect. 50.
Whoa. A little bit of a hesitation there at the middle part, but they managed to overcome it.
Well done, Finland, the horse. And the horse definitely trying his best then. Look at that. Look at that. 3 in a row of the relative outsiders here, going clear and into the jump off. Julien Gonin, Julien Anquetin, and now Jose Maria La Roca. Well, well, well. Three riders outside the world's top 100. And riders, as we've seen, Harry Charles and Daniel Joyce couldn't make it through, and a lot of other good riders have fallen by the wayside as well. Love to see it.
Yeah, we've got a lot more clears than I thought we would have at this point when we started off the competition. Gregory Cottard now for France, riding BBC. 11-year-old mare by Normand Prix Noir.
This one is fairly fleet of foot as soon as Cottard puts on the accelerator.
Bit of a forward shot there at the plank.
Saw him yesterday in the Saut. He's got 14 penalties in the first round, then went on round the second one clear. Well, this has been a decent ride, just the one fence down here. And over the last, no problem at all. Isn't it curious how some riders make that last fence look so easy? And yet some of the best have crashed. 4 penalties for Cottard. He shared a French success back in 2018 in the Nations Cup competition at Drammen. Well, now we talked about this way back before it all began. As a matter of fact, I was saying my personal choice to take the title here will be this combination. Henrik von Eckermann of Sweden on board King Edward. They won the Super Grand Prix in Prague at the end of the Longines Global Champions Tour season. Came off the back of a fantastic show in Tokyo, the Olympic Games, 4th individually, team gold. Look at the jump.
Incredible, this horse. He just does it for fun. He's such a happy thing, isn't he? It just looks like he absolutely loves his life.
Yep, over those combined fences, plenty to spare. Still a long way to go.
Just effortless. I think he's just getting better and better, isn't he?
The dangerous double. Yes, all right, now there's one last tricky fence, and that's over as well. Done it. Super duper. The one thing you might say is it's got such a good jump. It'll lose a little bit of time in the air when it comes to going against the clock. But what a joy to watch. What a joy. Henrik von Eckermann with King Edwards. 12 now, this horse, this Belgian warm blood by Edward 28. Well, it must be worth a few bob at the moment, King Edward. Not that I've heard any indication that it's on the market, you understand, right? Olivier Perrault, the 3rd last in the class. Perrault, yet another Frenchman, coming in that late. Yep. The smaller horses with a droppy little stride. Well suited to a tight arena, but that's a big spread and it was too much for him.
Yeah, a little bit off that, a little bit flat.
Well, it was an all-or-nothing kind of round, wasn't it, really? And in the end, it was nothing. 2 rails have gone. And so the ambitions of Olivier Perrault. On board there, GL Events Venezia d'Aiguilly. 13-year-old Mary had the horse for a good old while, 7 years or so he knows it inside out, decides that that's the speed he wants to go at here. Clearly thinks that's comfortable for the horse. Got a second place at Via de la Frontera with it just a few weeks ago. But, so one more time, the French will try to get a rider into the big jump off to come. They've got one or two already. Can Mathieu Biot join them? Lord de Muse is the ride. Top 10 finish in the Rolex Grand Prix last year. Also 12th in London World Cup competition in December. So has got some talent. Okay. Well, not okay. Trailing legs. Same again.
Yeah.
And again, same story. How do you get the back legs out of the way when it's got to out of the doing that? 3 rails have gone. Well, we got 4 out of 5 going clear a moment or two ago, but now 2 riders back to back picking up a considerable number of penalties. Mathieu Biot there with Lord de Muse.
He's the first vault, just coming in really forward through the first 2 parts of the combination, and then not being able to regain the balance for the last part.
So just one final rider to go. The Grand Prix Hermès up for grabs. But to be in it, well, you've got to get there clear in round number 1 and go again in the jump off against a whole host now of interesting riders. Some of them you expect to be there, some not. It's going to be fascinating. Can de Vos join them? He's one of those riders you might well expect to make it to the jump off. But this horse, I don't know, Mons Toupie de la Roque.
Just thinking it's very unusual to see a horse jumping without anything on his front legs, no boots, unless he's got white boots. Something you don't see every day. Little pack to come out there. Bit of an effort through the combination. It's been a big part of this competition, being able to clear that fence. It's a shame.
Yeah, a real shame. Peter de Vos, yes, it's not just a shame, it's more than that. He's pretty angry about it, as you can tell. Looked sweet as a nut, didn't it? Until that moment. 1 rail down, 1 rail too many for de Vos's hopes here. Mons Toupie de la Roque. 15 this map. Very nicely over most of those fences. Just the one little mistake. There it was.
Now, confirmation of the order they come back. They'll come back in the order they jumped clear. As I said first go, Peter Fredrickson in the middle of the field there. Kevin Saut, French, and Julien Gonin, Julien Anquetin right after each other. They're going to have the full way to the crowd, but of course Richard's pick, when he saw the list, has got prime spot in this jump off. Last to go, Henrik von Eckermann. So they start over fence 11. then down to 12B, second part of that double, back around to what was the plank in round 1, fence 8, then tight back, looping back to the last two parts of the combination. Just the one stride in between those two elements. Right-handed around to the wall, that was fence 3. And then down the arena, a bit of a long run to an oxer at fence 15. And a left-hand turn to finish, tight turn if they can, back to a vertical at fence 6.
So we're all set. This is going to be something really special. 12 riders back for the jump off against the clock for the Prix Hermès. 400,000 euros the total purse, a third of it to the winner. Which of the dozen is going to make it? Coming into this competition, Martin Fuchs certainly would be one of those fancied because he is currently world number 3. Always a terrific rider. It's also on this occasion Chaplin, well capable of going well in a jump off against the clock. You'd have to say the number 1 horse he's ever had, of course, is Clooney. And we know the Sinner can go well. It did do a couple of days ago, but here, now, Chaplin, first out of the blocks then.
It's going to be a good strong canter to start.
And the clock is running.
2 oxers, the first 2 fences. And tight back, it's a vertical now, not with a plank on top. Now this turn back to the double. Great, I was going to say great shot. That was unfortunate. It's the risk you take, jumping in there over the oxer with the back bar. Now the last. Martin Fuchs scooting around here. Brilliant turn to the last. 33.88, but 4 faults.
Incredible. That turn to the last and the jump successfully done, but earlier on a problem. So it's not going to be glory in the end for Martin Fuchs. Certainly gave it a go, 33.88. That's a pretty good time. But you've got to go clear. We know the rules. We all know the rules. Nobody wants to be the first out. That's the fact of the matter. All down to the draw before the first round of jumping took place, huh? So after the Swiss rider, we're going on to the fella here from the Netherlands, Willem Greve. He'll be pleased to be in this jump up now. What is he going to push, I wonder? No. I don't think he could go absolutely berserk. Greve here on Gran Dorado.
He's had a spectacular jump in round 1. Huge amount of scope. It's going to be put it at a bit of a disadvantage in the jump off in one respect, in that it's going to lose a bit of time in the air. And Willem will be very aware of that. It's taking a bit more time around to the double. There's no point in being silly there, but still not quite enough room. That is going to be, it's going to be a real clincher of a fence. How tight they can get away with coming into that.
Good deal slower as well, as you can see, than Fuchs was at this point. Round to the last, up and over that. Okay, just the 1 rail down, 37.15. Willem Greve of the Netherlands. Well, ranking just around about the 100 mark at the moment, and so he'll be pleased to be involved in this competition at this stage. And he runs his own stables back in Markelo. Not just a rider, but a producer of horses as well. And so Christian Arman, this is very much the first string on his bow, isn't it? Show jumping, former world number 1, World Cup final winner, European champion. He's done it all over the years. Now it's Dominator Z. I'll give it his full name, Dominator 2000 Z. So no clear rounds thus far. But that time of Martin Fuchs, 33.88, you'd imagine something roundabout there might get the prize. We'll see. Maybe marginally quicker even.
Well, good shot there.
That's a tight turn.
Yep.
Oh, didn't the horse do well? Beautifully done by Dominator. And this is a really fast turn into it. Oh, crash and burn. Well. I don't think I've ever seen Christian Ullmann go that fast at defense before and get it so wrong. 34.04. You see, even though he was really pushing, he wasn't quite as quick as Fuchs. It just shows you what a great ride it was from Martin Fuchs. Pity about the... Wow, yes, he got that wrong, didn't he?
Yeah.
No fault of Dominator, I don't think. Peter Fredriksson, one great jockey after another coming in now. Fredriksson, here he is then, the world #1 overall winner of the Global Champions Tour last year. Team gold medalist in the Olympic Games and silver individually. That was with All In, remember. This is another great horse, though, Hansen, and it's now the point where I hand you over to Sarah because she's going to hum her way all the way through this. Whenever she sees this horse, she can't get the tune out of her mind. Here we go.
So if he wins, I will sing Umbop.
Hang on a minute. I'm not sure that I'm going to take that. That's a bit of a cop-out. Let's see how he goes anyway. Fredriksson, okay. It's not super quick at the moment. It's nice and safe.
Taking his time to some degree.
Yeah, he's got to be slightly off the pace there, I think, at 20 seconds. I think he's definitely down. But don't forget, we haven't had a clear yet.
Now he's moving into the offset, just the last.
Very steady across that. Last one coming in. Good angle. Got that all right. 36.22. So there you go. Watch that. Nearly 3 seconds slower than Martin Fuchs. Certainly more than 2.5 seconds slower. But crucially, it is clear. Fredriksson, for the moment, has the prize in his hands. So he clearly thought about it and judged that it was not wise to go absolutely flat out. Maybe Hansen doesn't like going super quick, you know.
Well, he kept his pace up all the way, but what he didn't do was any really silly turns. But he kept his speed up, so now it's down to someone else to try and do.
Well, listen to the cheers for the lady. Angelique Augustin Zanartelli, no less. Making her way back up in the world of show jumping, having taken years out, got a young family. Now from a ranking of 173, taking on the best. Steady start, not flashy, steady. A really wide turn. Oh,
just had a bit of a hesitation coming in. You could see it, just a little swerve.
Is that because they were still kind of straightening up from the turnaround, the roll back?
She looked pretty straight when she got around the corner. I think the horse was just surprised to see something so big directly in front of it.
Angelique Augustin there for getting 4 penalties in the 4th place at the moment. Just the one clear. Here we are. This is the one. Actually, slightly off it when they took off.
Yeah, you could see when she came around the corner, the horse just kind of had a little hesitation, and then then you can't quite get on the distance you thought you would be on.
Could you have given it a little bit more leg to make sure that it didn't...
I think she did when it hesitated, but she probably didn't think he was going to...
hesitate.
Didn't realise the mare was going to do that, yeah.
Yeah. Marcus Eining. So many great riders involved in this. It's showtime. And already Eining going considerably faster than he did in the first round. Look how smooth he is, and he sits in the saddle absolutely still there. No, gone. That's the bogey fence, no question. Wow. Speedy round. Classic riding again. 34.67. Beautiful demonstration of show jumping. One rail down though. Marcus Eining. Fourth place. Well, Martin Fuchs is 4 faults with 33.88. He's looking pretty impressive at the moment. Fredriksson though in the lead. Clear on 36.22. So now, clearly going anywhere near as fast as Martin Fuchs is full of danger. The German rider, Christian Kuckuck, checker 47. They look good in first round. Very smooth.
Yeah, he did look good. Tight in there. He ended up a little bit underneath it. We'll do that here.
Here we go. Here's the double. No, too tight in. Extraordinary, isn't it, how that can happen? These will have been aware that it was a problem fence as well. So desperate to make sure the seconds don't tick on. Wham bam. 8 altogether. Kuckuck way out of contention. So he'll be lying at last of those that have gone so far. 7th place for the German rider. Now the volume from the crowd begins to go up though, because here come the French. The cheers for Kevin Saut. No pressure, Kev. Riding Chapetta, 13-year-old Holsteiner mare, this. 36.22, the target. Yeah, he got a bit deep into the first, but it's okay.
Good shot.
Yeah, maybe just about half a second down on the Fuchs's time, but inside the time you'd think of Fredriksson thus far.
Good.
Yeah, that's over. Now the wall. Okay, he can get a bit of a move on as well. Lovely paces, he got it right. He has! This is a good chance for him. Don't rush too much.
Come on.
Got it over. Yes. Come on, inside. 35.5. We have a new leader. Kevin Saut shows them how to do it. Didn't go mad, didn't go crazy. There's the fellow who's just lost first spot. Peter Fredriksson, slightly wry smile. And Saut, look at the eyes. Bright, yeah. He knows he's done something rather clever here. 35.5. Still to come. Well, we got riders including Julien Gonin, Anquetin, La Rocca. All 3 of those outside the top 100. And you wouldn't expect them to get inside 35.35 clear. So, the main danger, of course, is going to come from Henrik von Eckermann, King Edward, the last to go. But as we stand, that performance of Saut may just be enough.
When you don't have the expectation on you sometimes.
Well, I was about to say, you know
off,
something? You know something? I would love it if one of these outsiders was to win. Huh?
Yeah.
Julien Gonin, Valu de Lys.
there'll be huge expectation on Henrik. Now he's gone wider there.
Yeah, and he's had the fence down already. He was going pretty carefully, but not carefully enough. So Julien Gonin at 154 in the world, finding himself in a jump off in a five-star class, one of the biggest of the winter season, and coming home with just 4 penalties, 37 plus the time, but he'll be reasonably pleased with his afternoon, I would say. In fact, when he gets back home, he'll be very pleased, I suggest. Gonin, the 40-year-old.
Oh, that's a shame.
So after Julien Gonin, there's Julien Anquetin, another Frenchman, another chance for the crowds to cheer. Blood Diamond, his 10-year-old gelding, the horse that he hopes will take him to the moment of supreme glory. Decent start. Oh, that's a good turn. No, it's not. It's a good turn, but not a great shot. That wasn't good, was it?
Nope.
Surfing big off one fence, too deep into another one. This is what happens when you're really trying to race against the clock. So to the last when it's all over. Christian Kukuc got 8. This man's got 8 as well. What's the speed? 36.02. Well, pretty similar to Kukuc.
Interesting to see what the last two do now, won't it? Whether they decided to play it safe or go for broke.
Well, as I was saying, I think after the performance was seen, particularly from Kevin Stout, that you wouldn't want to go absolutely berserk. Mind you, it's a decent time, 35.35. It's not slow. So you've got to keep your foot on the gas to give yourself a chance. Jose Maria La Roca, the Argentinian with thin length. His Dutch warm blood. 12-year-old he got from Manuel Fernandez Salo. Can he bring it home inside 35.35? It's a big ask. It's a good shot. And this one, keeping the speed up, but making sure you get it right. Yep.
Done. This is good.
Lost a little bit of speed going through that double, but never mind. He's still intact now. 2 to go. Big over that one. The clock's running against him. I don't think he's going to make the time, unfortunately, but it could be second place. Good man. Well done. 36.38. It was a very good try, wasn't it? Jose Maria La Roca, world ranking 130. And here he is amongst some of the biggest in the whole business. 3rd place for him with just 1 more to go. Good performance. Peter Fredriksson only, what, 1400ths quicker? And Kevin Stout, of course, almost a whole second quicker than anybody. Those the 1, 2, 3 with just 1 to go. Some of it comes from Northern Europe as well, of course. Now based a little bit further south, though. Here he is, Henrik von Eckermann. The winner of the Super Grand Prix in Prague at the end of the season of the Global Champions Tour. It's just a great horse. It spends a little bit of time in the air. That's the only thing that'll make the time a little bit longer.
Eats up a lot of ground, though.
Look at the way it leaps over the fences. Now, this is the trickiest bit. Is he going to be terrific?
Very nice.
Really nice.
The other thing with this horse as well is when he lands, he's reaching, he's moving straight away.
Just inside the time that's
Come on.
necessary for the victory.
Ooh.
At the split there, but this is going to be
Close.
really
Come
close.
on.
Whoa, over he goes.
No.
Look at it go. He's over. It's half a second too slow. He is not winning this. It was a wonderful round, but he took it rather carefully, a little too carefully, and there is the smile of the winner. Kevin Saut, I say that the French love to go quickly. Kevin Saut loves to put his foot down, and he got it absolutely right. He was in fourth gear, but he wasn't in overdrive, and that was what you needed to win this competition. The Grand Prix Hermès of 2022 goes to Kevin Saut of France, and the crowd in Paris absolutely love it. And there, the confirmation. Von Eckermann in second place, Peter Fredriksson, world number one, in third, and Jose Maria La Rocca bringing up fourth place. Well done to the Argentinian. A bit further down, those getting 4 penalties, as you can see there. Annie Augustin from Sweden. Good to see her. Willem Greve in ninth position.
How do you feel?
Oh, it's a fantastic feeling for sure. Everybody believed in this mare. She had great success before me with the Belgian rider Céline before. She's especially really good indoor. She had a few World Cup wins with the ex-rider. Then, with superstars like this, you have always to rebuild a connection with a new rider. I'm really proud that the owners believed in me, and then so many people could join us in this adventure. And for sure today, a big win here in Paris, in front of everyone, to have the close team around, and it's fantastic. To be honest, it was really difficult jump off, many mistakes at the beginning, so I tried to be fast because my mare is really fast, but not to be completely crazy. And I was sure that Henrik will beat me. That's not the case. So sometimes, you need also a bit of luck, a bit of everything, but I'm really, really happy.
Thank you very much. Congratulations.